Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this is the new Olight Arkflex. Let me get a couple things out of the way. Let's do an unboxing. Okay, here's the box. There's some stuff in it. But anyway, this is a great light, and yeah, it's on sale. But what I love about it most of all is this clip. And I don't know if that's what everyone's noticing, but this is what actually makes this light work. It's a double-sided, deep carry, long pocket clip, hat clip, coat clip, strap clip. That's what brings this 90-degree head to life. Now, we've had lots of 90-degree heads. You've seen several of them here, like the Perrin 2, especially in the headlamp configuration. The previous Arkfelds were straight ahead, and you can see they have been playing around with the different kinds of pocket clips there. Other flat or bar-shaped lights, like this Nightcore here, you can see they've got a lanyard hole here, but the deep carry ends at about this point with a light down. This is also light down with a deep carry on the Streamlight wedge. But what this thing does is allow you a deep carry on either end. And the deep carry is also a safe carry. So when I've gone out and used this, it hasn't been out that long, I've found I can, if you want to run, you've got 90 degrees of rotation here. So if I want that 90 degree to go to horizontal to down vertical, I use this clip right here. If I want that 90 degree to go from horizontal to up vertical, I use this clip. And obviously, I can run it either direction. You know, if I was putting it on a hat or a helmet or a backpack strap or something like that, I can run it in any direction. I've got a full 90 degrees here, but because I can flip the clip and still get a solid purchase on whatever kind of a fabric or strap I'm working with, or belt pocket or pocket clip or whatever, I can actually get a full 180 degrees. So that's great. So I have gone out with this actually and hiked around in the dark, and I slide this thing down and this thing forward. So it's hanging off a pocket just like this, giving me a nice lighted area, which is different than if you've got a headlamp on and you've got like a Cyclops light way up high, and that Cyclops light is actually easy to see and causing maybe some problems, because as your head turns, you know, the light's turning, so you lose track of what's right in front of you. This actually does stay illuminating the path in front of you, which is a different world. I discovered that night mountain biking. If you use a headlamp and you turn your head, everything in front of you, you know, through your peripheral vision, like on the trail, disappears. So you can't really turn your head. So you need both a headlamp and a front light. This actually acts as a great front light. You can kick out 1,000 lumens for a few minutes. That's traditional, and then it starts to step down. This does have some traditional settings. If I click that, you'll notice it's barely visible. That's because the moonlight now, which is one of the wonderful things, and I also noticed it also on the Olight Seeker 4, is part of the traditional set of lighting levels that are recorded in the memory. It used to be if you used moonlight and then you turned it on, it would jump up to what's called low, which might be 10, 20, 30 lumens, something like that. This one, it speeds up pretty quick. So if you've got that, the moonlight actually on this is 1.5 lumens, and that's what you're seeing right here. It's not a whole lot, but it's actually totally functional if you were in a true dark environment. Low is 15, medium is 100, high is 400. You know, and remember, this is all coming off of 1050 milliamp battery. And then turbo is 1000 lumens. That's good for making a presence known, checking. I use it for deer in a park before I might cut the dog loose, or a deer in a field. But overall, solid design, one simple interface. Does have the battery indicator here, but they've also incorporated something else. You notice that battery indicator doesn't light up until I go to a brighter setting. And that's because if I want this at the moonlight setting, which I can deploy but with a long press, I don't want extra light, especially if that extra light might even be brighter than the light coming out of here. It depends. So Simple design there. I can obviously single press hold for moonlight. I can click it for whatever it remembers as the last setting. I can double click it to get into that turbo 1000 lumen mode. And then I can triple click it for a few other things. It also has a lockout. They are using the standard kind of Olight magnetic charging still. It does work. We're all used to it. I'm wondering how long that'll last. You'll see why if you watch my Seeker 4 video. But anyway, what I think makes this thing work is this pocket clip. That is the key to accessing all of the function of a 90-degree head like that. Overall, the Arkflex, I mean, Olight is just knocking it out of the park again. I'm impressed with this. I like the feel, the simplicity, the melted features. Yes, there's purchase there, but it's a soft or a gentle purchase. Everything else is rounded. It doesn't cause any problems in the pocket. You can carry it with you all over the place. Zero issues. The only thing I've noticed is I have to orient this. If I want thumb on, which I usually use my thumb to turn these things on, thumb on point is pocket clip up. Whereas other lights often, you see that like on this Streamlight, this is actually pocket clip down if you want to go towards deploying the light. Nightcore runs it off the back end, but a lot of times the pocket clip is traditionally in the down position, and there's nothing there but an indexing point. You can just squeeze it if you want to use both thumb and index finger. That works fine, but I usually like to know for sure what I'm doing, and that's pocket clip up. But that's what you have to have apparently in order to run this pocket clip here, and the pocket clip to me is what makes this thing a winner. Let's go outside and see what it does. All right, so what I've got here is the Arkflex is just attached to my pocket, pointing down, lighting up. Whoops. Uh-oh. Hang on, got to clean that up. Anyway, so now we're looking around. You can see how dark it is. There's the battery illuminator. It gives us 4 different lights to tell us how much juice is left. You can see how far how wide the spread is. Looks like I got some traffic up ahead, so let's see. They're not budging. That's a full 1000 lumen on turbo is the brightest, and then I'm cycling up through the traditional 3 levels. If you start on moonlight, it rolls that in. Those deer just aren't going to move. Anyway, maybe try the strobe. Sorry about that. Should have warned you. They just aren't going anywhere. Let's see how this turns out. There we go. Now I can walk. All right. Anyway, so, well, looks like lots of traffic, not only in the background, but in the foreground too. You can see for a small light, carry it in your pocket, it definitely lights up a large area. It's a handy EDC light, and then that pocket clip, of course, makes it just an outstanding versatile light for all kinds of different carry options. The Arkflex. And with that, Doc out.